the Phil Hendrie Show CD. Communism is Neat, available tomorrow night and also online and a variety of places. We're also going to have a personal appearance in about a week or so. I think we're going to, where are we going? Are we going to we're going to the Valley. We're going to be in the San Fernando Valley a week from Saturday. Boy, what a week. May I just say something? You know, the phone never stops ringing at my house. Now, you may say, well, that's because you have a lot of friends, Phil, or a lot of interested people. I think there's a lot of busy work going on at my house. A lot of busy work. A lot of, the phone isn't ringing enough, so let's start another project kind of work going on at my house. It's driving me out of my mind. I generally sleep until about 10:30 in the morning. I get home, I get on the computer, I fool around, I pad around in my slippers, make myself a hot cocoa, I have a little dinner. Generally, my wife's asleep, the kids are asleep. It's me and the cat. Me, the cat, and the mouse in the cage. The three of us. I'll be at the computer. The cat is licking himself. The mouse is rattling the cage, doing something. That's our house after about 10 o'clock at night. And then I go to sleep, and then I sleep till about 10:30. Now, the last 3 mornings, I have been taking the kids to school because it was my dear wife Maria's birthday on the 5th. Yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday, baby. I'm sorry I didn't do more for you than the card, but I know that the girls took you out last night, and you had a good time, and I'm very happy for you. And, you know, the least I could do was take the kids to school the last 3 mornings. But that means I'm getting out of bed at 6:30. So let's see. I'm going to bed at 2, getting up at 6:30. That's fine. But when I get home, I need to bag a few more Z's. I gotta get a couple of more hours in. Well, not around my house because the phone never stops ringing. And it's this person, and it's that person. And I have a suspicion, some places, some homes, maybe mine, it's just, there's too much, you know? Well, we have to have this done, and we're planning a party for her in-laws, my in-laws, her parents, and we got to have, this crap going on, and there's another piece of crap going on, and let's go and take a look at this piece of property, and let's go over here and that and everything else. Too much. Too much. It's the school. It's the realtor. It's somebody I never heard of. It's the piano player for Alan Viola's wedding anniversary. It's a couple of more people checking in on this. It's the next door neighbor. It's somebody, the handyman. It's good God almighty. Has there got to be that much stuff going on? When I was a bachelor, the phone rang once every 4 days. How about you, Mike? Before you were married, would the phone ring once a week? Maybe a friend of yours wanted you to come out and grab a beer. That was it. God, it was wonderful. And if I were to die, people wouldn't find the body for days. Even though I'm supposed to be to work here at KFI, I could have croaked, be faced out of the bathroom, and nobody would call for 3-4 days. They wouldn't miss me. Wasn't Phil supposed to be, who gives a crap? Put Tim and Neil on. Okay. But now, I can't go into I can't sit down with a copy of Jack Kerouac's Selected Letters 1957 and 1969 and sit on the throne and enjoy a wonderful repast of reading without somebody hammering on the door after 3. Are you finished in there? Am I finished in here? No.
你哋好，多謝你哋與 Phil Hendrie 先生一齊飛行。我哋現在正係響3萬尺高空中飛翔。順便告訴大家 ，Chopstick， 我哋今晚嘅特別嘉賓係 Jackie Chan 先生，仲有一提嘅係 Fortune Cookie。
Phil Hendrie Show here, 1-800-449-8686. This is a horrible story, and we haven't mentioned it much on our show, but it's been all over the news. A grand jury has invoked a state anti-abortion law in its indictment of former NFL player Ray Carruth and 3 others. They're charged with trying to kill the unborn child of Carruth's girlfriend. The grand jury cited a North Carolina statute that says it's illegal to use drugs or any instrument with the intent of destroying an unborn child after the first 20 weeks of a mother's pregnancy, unless the pregnancy must be terminated to spare the mother's life. Now, you may not have heard, but these four suspects have also been indicted by a Mecklenburg County grand jury on murder and conspiracy charges, which they already face in Cherika Adams' slaying. No charges previously were filed regarding her son, born 10 weeks prematurely. So the unborn child is surviving. The child's grandmother, Sandra Adams, has temporary custody of this baby born 10 weeks prematurely. The charges are that this Carolina Panther football player, former, conspired to murder his girlfriend and in so doing kill the fetus she's carrying. Really, really weird. Some of the stuff these guys are getting into these days, it's way out there, man. These cats, ball players, hockey players, basketball, doesn't make any difference. These guys are way over the line. But whatever, you know, they're football players, they're basketball players, they're hockey players, they're baseball players. They're not brain surgeons. And people say, what's a microcosm of society, et cetera, so on and so forth. I guess. Harvey Wyman is an attorney at law from San Marino, California. Jeff Dowder doing graduate work at Caltech and other schools around Southern California are on the line with us. I wanted to have a roundtable discussion here of this crime and particularly of this law that says you can charge a man with trying to kill an unborn child. Now, this is an anti-abortion. They call it an anti-abortion law. Grand jury cited a North Carolina statute says it's illegal to use drugs or any instrument with the intent of destroying an unborn child. First of all, good evening to you, Harvey.
Good evening, Phil.
And Jeff, you there?
I'm right here, Phil, in Pasadena this evening. It's great to hear you, and thank you again for having me on your program. This crime, Harvey, obviously is beyond bizarre, isn't it? Well, yeah, you know, I think it goes without saying. This is the society we live in now, where just because a guy plays professional football doesn't necessarily mean he's not a punk and a scumbag. And while the man is certainly innocent until proven guilty, again, just because he may be a former National Football League player doesn't mean that he isn't scum. And the NFL has certainly had its fair share of scum down through the years. Charges of rape, charges of burglary, charges of drug peddling. You have more of that. You say it's a microcosm of society. That's bullcrap. You have more aberrant criminal behavior in the National Football League than in any other profession. And I challenge you. I challenge you to show me how, for instance, the medical profession. What about lawyers? What about lawyers? We don't have anywhere near the number of lawyers charged with this kind of. If you're talking per capita. I'm talking about it on a per capita basis. If you're talking per capita, there aren't anywhere near as many attorneys involved in this kind of aberrant criminal behavior as there are these scumbag football players. So the point that I'm making is that you're wrong, Phil, when you say that they're a microcosm of society. They are out of focus, out of control, and far and away more criminals per capita in professional football than there is. Well, no, hold on. Let me interrupt, okay? No, I want to say that there is in the legal profession or any other profession. Well, we don't have any statistics to back any of this up, but I'm willing to take your word for it, okay? I'm willing to believe that you, per capita, per individual, you have more aberrant, weird, felonious behavior among football players and athletes than you would say among the medical profession, among the legal profession, disc jockeys, talk show hosts, plumbers, carpenters, whatever. Well, it always burns my ass when I listen to these jack-off, sports reporters tell you, oh, but, you know, it's a microcosm of society. That's bull crap, okay? And what about the legal profession? He's already answered that. I've already answered that. There are more dirtbags playing pro football than there are in the legal profession. So I'm not going to sit here and do what all these other jagoffs do and tell you that it's a microcosm of society. Bull crap. You've got a certain level of scum playing pro football, and either they turn a fire hose on these sons of bitches, or why don't they just run? And this guy Tagliabue, Jesus, I've never seen a bigger lip-wrist, lily-livered, ineffectual leader in my life. Pete Rozelle ruled with an iron fist. This guy Tagliabue, he's bullcrap.
Okay, very interesting points. You are very pointed in your remarks. Especially the interest I have in your remarks is that you say the time has come that we quit seeing professional sports as a microcosm of society, that it is out of control and is not reflective of society.
Absolutely, Phil.
All right, Harvey Wireman. Jeff Dowder with us also this evening, a graduate student. How are you, Jeff?
I'm doing very good, Phil. Thank you for having me on your program.
What do you think of this? This is a situation where a law is being invoked, an anti-abortion law, to charge him with the killing of an unborn child.
Well, first of all, I think you're going down a very tough road there. I've seen the law. I've seen the news reports. He's charged, just so we can bring people up to speed on this guy's charged with allegedly murdering his girlfriend or having a hand in murdering his girlfriend and the death of so-called unborn child. Now, I got a problem with this, and I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think anybody else got a problem with this as well. This law says essentially that he killed and he tried to kill two people, okay? Okay, Phil?
Yeah, okay, I'm following you.
Okay. I don't think it's possible to be charged with killing the unborn child because, and I think you got a problem there because that's not a full kid. Okay? If they get this guy for murdering a kid, what they're saying is, see, this is not a full kid.
What are you're saying that the unborn child, essentially a fetus?
Well, the kid's not born yet. Okay, so he's not a full kid, and you can charge Ray Cruz with alleged murder, but you can't say that if this kid had died, for instance, you couldn't charge him with murder.
Why not?
Because it's not a fully made kid.
Well, what you're saying is then, what are you saying?
I'm saying that it's not a fully made kid. You can't charge with...
What do you mean a fully made kid?
You can't charge a guy with murdering a kid that's not fully made, because it's not a full-made kid. You can charge him with murdering his girlfriend or having complicity or conspiracy thereof. And I got no problem with that at all. But how do you charge him with murder if it's not a completed full kid?
Because it wasn't born.
Because the kid was not completely fully born yet, yeah. See, that's, man, very dicey, and I'd be very particularly interested to hear what a lot of the people in North Carolina might have a say about it, or anywhere for that matter. You know?
Well, it's always been a tough debate when it comes to the unborn. I mean, we're getting right into the
kid wasn't whole. That's why the kid's not whole.
Yeah, well, we're getting right into the wheelhouse, if you will, of the abortion debate, and I don't know whether it's an area that I feel comfortable getting into, but you would not deny that if this man is guilty of these charges, that he doesn't deserve some serious time, right?
No, I'm not going to deny that at all. But I don't know that he's guilty of murdering a kid that's not fully made.
A kid that isn't fully made?
Yeah.
He's talking about the unborn fetus.
Okay, I got it. Hold the line. Harvey Wireman, Jeff Dowder on the line, talking about Ray Caruth, charged along with three others with trying to kill the unborn child of Caruth's girlfriend, along with charges relating to the death of Cherika Adams. And it's a law on the books in North Carolina that essentially says it is illegal to use any instrument with the intent of destroying an unborn child after the first 20 weeks. Our number is 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie along with Harvey Wireman and Jeff Dowder. 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendrie Show. This is the Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. With me is Harvey Wireman, attorney at law, Jeff Dowder, graduate student. We're having a roundtable discussion here on the charges against Ray Carruth, a former National Football League player. It is alleged that he had a hand in the murder of not only his girlfriend, but the attempted murder or the attempted killing of his unborn son, born 10 weeks prematurely. The unborn child, is apparently still alive. The child's grandmother has temporary custody of the boy, who was discharged from the hospital on Friday. And we have Harvey and Jeff giving a variety of opinions on this. Basically, Jeff, you're saying you can't charge the guy with trying to murder an unborn child because it is just that, unborn?
Yeah, it's just complete. It's not fully developed. Not full. It's not a whatever you called it. I mean, it's not full.
Not a full kid is what you said.
It's not fully completed kid.
And Harvey, you made the point, and in fact, we're going to go to a call here in Oklahoma City from a guy who wants to address what you were saying. Oklahoma City, you're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yes, for people. Yeah, I wanted to talk to the asinine lawyer, so-called lawyer that you have on there, spouting the absolute garbage with a capital G that there is more criminality in the football players than there is in any other profession.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And talk to the people in the community. That will reveal to you the fact that the law enforcement in this society has more criminality than any other profession. They've been found to be shooting people that have been handcuffed. I've never heard of a football player doing that. I've never heard of a football player sneaking into a detention room where there's confiscated drugs and selling cocaine.
Okay, you're going to have to slow down and let him make a comment. You're going to have to let him make a comment, sir. Sir, are you going to let him make a comment, or do you want to do a speech? What is it?
What do you mean? Those are my comments.
Okay, are you going to let him respond to what you're saying?
Okay, Mr. Henry, the format is that you have this guy on the radio, and I'm going to respond to what he
Hold on for a minute. Are you going to let him respond, or are you going to keep talking? What are you going to do?
What's his response?
You got a response, Harvey?
Yeah, I think the guy in Oklahoma City's a flaming asshole. How about that?
I think your mother is too.
Okay? How's that for starters?
I think your mother is too.
You're a dumbass.
Your mother's a dumbass.
And another thing, you're not a credit to your race because
you're not a credit to your race either.
What race is that?
And you remember that next time you have to take a synthetic drug to be able to get it up. I don't have to.
Oh, really? You don't?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't have to.
That's not what I'm hearing.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Henry, is he going to respond to what I said? Or is he
what are we going to do? We're going to have insults thrown back and forth?
All right, I'm going to respond, okay?
Okay,
but this guy started in with the insults.
Okay,
number one.
No, you started with the insults because you're an asinine punk. Because all you need to do is read the newspaper.
Okay.
And law enforcement is far more.
Whoa.
Obviously, you're just out of jail.
No, I've never been in jail. I'm 27 years old. I fought in the Persian Gulf for your white ass.
You fought for my white ass?
Yeah, that's right. My grandfather fought in World War II. My dad's youngest brother fought in Vietnam, and I fought in the Persian Gulf. I'm 27 years old. I know how to...
I was in World War II. I was in the North Pacific fighting the Japanese, you jackass.
No, your mother's a jackass. My grandfather fought in World War II.
You guys, this isn't even going to be... This isn't even going to be...
Shut up.
Yeah, no, you shut up, punk.
You need to learn a lesson.
No, you need to learn a lesson. And you need to stop hating me just because I don't have to take a...
I don't hate you.
You need to stop hating me just because I don't have to take a synthetic drug to be able to get it up.
Listen, football player.
Yeah, your daughters and your wives love us. That's why you hate us so much.
But why don't you get back to the steam room?
Oh, come on, you guys. Hold on, okay?
Listen, all I'm telling this guy is, listen to me. I'm a punk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm glad. Now the first step in admitting you have a problem is to admit it. So now you're doing good. Now keep going.
When you cash your welfare check tomorrow morning,
I don't get welfare, punk. I work, and if I had to, I would take from you, but I would never accept welfare. I'm a tall, muscular, intelligent young black man. I don't want any welfare.
After you miss the parole officer,
statistically, your people are the most prevalent people on welfare.
You done? Hello? You done?
No, I'm not done.
I used to do that to get the attention of my black gardener. I'd go,
Oh, really? Hey, let me tell you what I do to get the attention of Caucasian females.
Everybody's, what?
Yeah, let me tell you what I do to get the attention of Caucasian females.
I'd like to know, because I could use the advice.
I put a bunch of cologne on, and I go down to the mall, and I make eyes at them. We meet in the parking lot, and they give me their phone numbers. And you know what? Out of every 10 of them, I find out that 6 of them are married. Yeah, to your white asses. That's what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about the issue we're talking
about. Let's talk about the issue.
I'm talking about
first of all,
more criminality.
I would like you to
criminality in law enforcement than there is in the football league.
Well, I would say this to that.
Hey, Mr. Henry.
I would say this. Go,
Mr. Henry.
Why don't you shine my shoes, okay?
Hey, Phil Henry.
Yes, I'm right here. Well, what do you want me to do? You guys are calling each other names and stuff. You guys are calling each other names. Mr. Dowder, are you there?
I'm having a good time listening to these two dickheads going back and forth. This is great.
Yeah, you call me a dickhead. This is
not a dickhead. Hey, you stoned out punk. I'm not a dickhead. And I didn't say anything to you, so don't you start on me, because I can defend myself very well verbally.
Hey, check it out, soul brother. You
don't call me a dickhead, punk.
Well, you got to chill out on the whole situation.
Okay. Maybe you want me to chill out, but if you want me to chill out, you just say, hey, why don't you chill out? Don't call me a dickhead, because you don't know me.
Well, you sound like you got a dickhead.
Okay, yeah, I got a dickhead.
Okay, look, I got to jump in here as the host of...
supposed to be. You on the other hand, what do you have down there, punk? Yeah, I didn't call to even to conduct.
Oh, look, why don't you go out and relax?
Call me a dickhead. We can go ahead and go that route. Now, I haven't heard one of you ignorant imbeciles respond to what I was talking about.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
Look, why don't you relax and go on a drive-by or something, okay?
That was completely uncalled for. All right, hold the line. Hold on. I got to hold on for a minute.
Where did the guy go?
Bonjour et merci de voler des liens aériens de Phil Hendrie. Nous compterons d'une altitude de 30 000 pieds. D'ailleurs, Jerry Lewis. Ce soir, le vol comportera Poodle.
Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have a radiothon. We'll be selling our Best of the Phil Hendrie Show CD. While we're doing the show, we'll give you a separate 800 number. You can call in and order it, and you can get it mailed to you no matter where you are. Some of you guys certainly can't make our personal appearances here in Los Angeles, and a lot of you don't have computers. So we try to cover the rest of the audience with our radiothon, which we'll have tomorrow night. 1-800-449-8686, the number. Harvey Wireman, attorney at law, is with us. Jeff Dowder, graduate student on the line. We're talking about the case of Ray Caruth. If you haven't heard of it, he's a former Carolina Panther football player accused of murdering a girlfriend and accused as well as attempting the death or murder of his unborn son, the unborn child that his girlfriend was carrying. You're saying that this, Jeff, and has everybody calmed down, by the way?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm okay. You're the guy that put that ass on from wherever the Christ he was calling from.
Oklahoma City. He was very wound up, but you were too, and I do not appreciate the baiting of that man.
Well, listen, that guy wanted to run his big fat mouth. I had to shut him up, and the only way you can do that is... Hold on for a minute.
You choking, man?
Hold on for a minute. The only way you can shut a guy like that up is, and let me tell you something else, I don't give a crap about his Gulf War experience. I was in
All right, hold on, man, hold on.
Wait, you hold on. I was in the Pacific against the Japanese long before that stupid son of a bitch was ever even thought of, so I don't...
Just calm down, and you too, Jeff, and let's get back to the issue at hand, which is a discussion of this terrible, terrible crime, okay? Here is Charleston on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to address this so-called graduate student, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you
so wait, what's that so-called?
You don't sound very intelligent. I mean, you have to have some...
Can I ask the lady, is your radio turned up, ma'am?
Yeah, you want me to
You need to have that turned down.
Yeah, I'm not intelligent, man, and she's got her radio turned up.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go turn it down, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and crank it all the way up, ma'am, if that makes you feel better. Whatever you need to do, okay?
No,
is it down? Is it up?
It down.
Yeah, she don't know what turn down the radio means, and she say I'm stupid.
I just did, okay?
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know which way to turn the knob?
Yes, I do, and I already did it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what I wanted to say was maybe this kid was not... maybe it wasn't.
The kid was not fully made. How can you charge?
Maybe the kid was not fully made.
How can you charge a guy with killing a kid was not?
Listen to me, okay? Can I talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the kid was not fully made, but the bullet that stopped Sharita's heart could also have stopped this kid's fully beating heart. And that's murder. I mean, the kid is alive. The kid is in her. The kid is in her body.
What are you talking about, man? That don't mean he's fully made. Account of what he had.
Whether or not he's fully made, he's still alive.
Well, you don't know that, man. If he was fully made, he wouldn't
have you ever been pregnant? Have you ever been pregnant before? Have you ever been pregnant?
I've had two girlfriends that have been pregnant in the last 10 years.
Have you been
Technically, no. Technically, no.
Okay. You have never felt a child move in you.
Hey,
have you ever gone to a doctor with your girlfriend?
A pollywog moves too, but that don't mean it's a fully made kid.
Listen to me, okay?
See what I'm saying? That's the point you're missing out on.
Just a minute.
Hey, I had gas once.
Can I ask you a question?
In my stomach. Okay, that don't mean
it's a fully made
kid. What?
Have you ever gone to the doctor with your pregnant girlfriend?
What do you mean you had gas once?
Listened to this child's heartbeat?
What?
Have you ever gone to a doctor's appointment with your pregnant girlfriend and listened to the child's heartbeat?
What?
Have you ever listened to the child's heartbeat in the doctor's office?
Have you ever listened to a child's heartbeat? Is what she's asking.
I don't understand.
When you go to a doctor, when a woman is pregnant,
right,
she goes to the doctor.
Yeah.
They can listen to the child's heartbeat.
Who?
The doctor can, and he can put it on a speaker or whatever, so that everyone else can
hear. All right, I think let me jump in. This is the host, Phil Hendrie. I think the point is, since there is a beating heart, it is a fully developed child. Is that your point?
Well, yeah, if that's her point, Phil, she's way off, man. Because if the kid was fully made, completely full, then he would have been born by then. But he wasn't born, was he?
The child is not ready to be born yet, but he is a...
All right, I get your point. I appreciate your call. Here's Matthews on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Hey.
I got to totally disagree with that.
I gather that you're disagreeing, but I had to move on. Yes?
Yes. Well, first of all, if the child was not fully born, she obviously had a C-section, and the child is existing now. So, I mean, obviously the child can live outside of the mother.
How can you accuse a guy of trying to kill a fully made one, though?
Because, hello, if it wasn't fully made enough, it wouldn't have existed outside of the child.
Because, if it was not fully made, otherwise it would have been borned.
Honey.
What are you talking about?
It's fully born. Okay, first of all.
No, it wasn't, man. It was still inside of her stomach, so it wasn't born yet.
The child was able to live outside of the mother. If it
was able to live outside of the mother, it would have been borned. Right?
Born.
It would have been born.
It would have been born, not borned.
Honey, bless your heart. You need to go back to school just a little bit longer, okay?
What are you trying to tell me?
How
can you accuse a man? Look, the dude is already up for one murder rap, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to accuse this guy for double murder or whatever these hicks are trying to pull.
What do you mean these hicks are trying to pull?
They're trying to pull some crap on this guy, saying that he killed a kid what ain't even fully out of the oven. You know, there's an old term.
But it's living.
Okay, there's an old term. There's a reason why we say you got a bun in the oven. What does that mean? It means you're cooking it still.
Honey, but you can also have something rare, medium, or well done.
Okay, so the kid was...
Do you still eat it if it's rare? Yes.
Can you
still eat it if it's medium? Yes. Can you still eat it if it's well done?
No, you can't eat it if it's too rare. You can't eat it if it's too rare. You'll get salmonella. You'll get salmonella. Okay.
But it was alive enough for it to live outside of the mother. Therefore, it was considered alive. It's beating now. It's
you can't do that with bread. If you got a bun in the oven, you can't eat bread that's not completely eatable.
Honey,
what the Christ do you mean by eatable? You know, Phil, I don't think you've got a man here who has a command of the language.
All right, I understand that some of the words he's using, but what you're saying basically, Jeff, is that the
you can't eat rare bread is what I'm trying to lay on this woman, and she don't seem to get it.
Honey,
all right. So the metaphor, it's a bad metaphor. It's obviously it's not a usable comparison. And this is why I said we're in the wheelhouse here of the abortion debate, because it's all about when is...
Yeah, the abortion debate's about whether you should kill a kid or not.
But it would be
different. No, it isn't. It's about...
Listen, it would be different if all of a sudden, okay, let's take out what's inside. Maybe 2 months later, we take out what's inside. It cannot live. But what was taken
taken out of Sharika is living, can live, did live.
They didn't know it at the time, did they? Otherwise, it still would have been born.
If they didn't know it at the time, honey, they would not have taken it out.
God almighty, this guy's stupid.
Oh, you're calling me stupid now. Because why? Because I'm not a lawyer?
No. It's just that why don't you use some language that people understand? Okay? Not bonded or anything else.
The kid's living, but he's living with machines. And that's not totally independent.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your call. If you keep going down this road about, talking about the kid ain't fully made yet, people are going to keep bringing up this question of the fact that the kid is.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you trying to say, Phil?
If he keeps bringing up the fact that the kid is not fully made.
Yeah, I'm waiting, man.
Did you have a point you wanted to make?
I had a point, and now I'm off the point. I can't remember what it is.
Well, then why don't you just take another call and let us handle it, okay?
Yeah, I'd appreciate that, Phil, because when you open your mouth, it's rough.
All right, Carl's bad on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Who is the guy that sounds like Chris Farley?
Okay, what is your comment?
I want to find out define a fully made kid. Is that one that's out of the womb?
Yeah.
Okay, because I define any living creature as one with a heartbeat.
Fully made and not living on no machine.
Excuse me?
Fully made and not living with the connection to a machine.
Okay, I consider any living creature one that has a heartbeat.
Well, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So if I go kill your mom, I guess I didn't kill anybody, right? Because, she's not a fully living creature.
You're going to kill my mom?
Well, if I kill you, you don't seem to have a heartbeat the way you're talking.
What are you talking about, man? Why don't you make sense? Quit being so emotional.
I'm not being emotional. I'm trying to figure out where you got your degree in ignorance.
Why am I ignorant?
How are you ignorant? You're saying, okay, first of all, you're debating an anti-abortion law.
What?
There is an anti-abortion law. Anti-abortion means if you commit abortion, it's wrong.
You can't kill a kid that ain't been made yet.
Okay, let's use proper English here, please. Okay.
Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong?
Can you kill a kid?
Can you kill a kid that ain't been made yet? Yes or no?
Okay, I can kill a kid that has not been made.
What?
Yes, you can kill a person that has not been made.
He ain't a kid yet.
It is a kid.
No,
that
it's
is
not.
The definition of a kid is a not fully developed human being. A kid. They're not an adult, therefore they are a kid.
No, it's not a kid that's been made is what I'm trying to say.
It has been made. When the mother and father conceived it, it was made.
That's not no kid. It's just the beginning stages of a kid.
Listen,
the kid hasn't been made.
When mom and dad got finished and the kid conceived, it was fully made.
At a certain point, all it is spoo. It's not even
Excuse me?
Kid. You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, it's spoo. It ain't no kid. And the kid
I agree with you on that, but the fact is that the anti-abortion law strongly says after 20 weeks. They're enforcing this law because
it was after 20
weeks.
I don't care what no law says. I'm saying that the law don't make no sense if the kid's not made yet.
Jesus Christ, made.
No, he wasn't. Yes. If he was made, he would have been born.
Oh, my God.
Well, was he born or not, man? Was he born or not?
Yes, obviously the kid was born because
he wasn't,
still alive,
man. They had to take him out. They had to lift him out.
Well, they have to take every kid out.
No, they don't, man. Some of them come squeezing out pretty good.
How much dope did you smoke tonight?
Hey, man, I'm making
How much dope did you smoke tonight?
How much dope did your girlfriend smoke? Who's that talking in the background? Put her on, man, if she wants to talk so much. Can't you keep your woman quiet?
That's my mother, for that fact, okay?
That's your mama?
We're having a good time. We're laughing our butts off here. Your ignorance.
Oh, hey, man, tell your mom if she thought you was fully made. Hey, wait a second. I got a better question.
Why are you bringing my mother into this?
Ask her if she thinks.
Why are you bringing my mother into this? This is between you and me.
Why are you
dating your mom? This is not between my mother and you.
What are you doing out with your mom late at night?
This is because you can't deal with me on an intellectual basis because you know I'm right.
No, I can hear your mom screaming. That's why I'm talking to her.
You can't hear my mom screaming. I'm in a suburban, okay?
Hey, dude, I hate to break the news. I can hear your mom yapping away in the background like a caterwauling banshee. I'm telling you that ask your mom if you're fully made. Good answer.
I am fully made. I'm 6 foot.
He's a guy. He's an adult man, okay? Obviously, he's fully made.
Not the way he's talking, he don't sound like he's been made
okay, let me show you if I can talk any more ignorant than you can, okay? I'll say I'm me a little bit better than you do because I got me an education.
Oh, man, blow it out your behind area.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
No, I really didn't.
Blow it out your rear.
Blow it out my rear, huh?
Right.
I can blow more out my rear than you can blow out your mouth, okay? And it'll sound a lot better.
I heard that.
You ignorant.
No, you're ignorant, man, because you don't know when a kid...
I'm ignorant. I'm simply looking at the facts that are presented to me. There's an anti-abortion law that states if a fetus is killed after 20 weeks...
That's great, man. I can pass a law that says don't spit on the sidewalk. I can pass a law that says don't spit on the sidewalk.
No, you can't pass the law. You're too stupid to pass the law.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, I can still hear your mom, man. Wait, is she in the car?
Those are my little sisters. Even my little sisters are laughing at you because they think you're stupid sounding.
Well,
Come on now, really?
I think that's very bad, and I think it's very cruel.
Where are you going to school, man?
I go to Caltech, man. Where do you go to school?
You go to Caltech? That's the problem with you.
Where do you go to school?
I go to ASU, and I study electrical engineering.
ASU University. That's great.
No, Arizona State University, moron.
ASSU.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your call. By the way, his car, were those people in the car? Was that we getting intermittent interference? I don't know. I was hoping with a roundtable discussion on the Ray Carruth, the alleged crimes of Ray Carruth, we could talk at length here about that. This anti-abortion law, the state of the National Football League and the players in it, and this has devolved very rapidly. 1-800-449-8686. Harvey, I would appreciate you jump in.
I beg your pardon?
I would appreciate if you jump in.
You're going to get in my face now?
Yeah, I'm getting in your face right now. All right, now he wants...
Yeah, why don't you wait till the commercial break to get into my face, asshole? Okay, I'm not the guy...
All right, I will. Hold on for a minute. Now I'm angry. Phil Hendrie Show. The Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. All right, I have attempted to calm down my... we have a roundtable going on right now concerning Ray Carruth, Carolina Panthers, the allegation of murder, the allegation that he took part in the murder of his ex-girlfriend and the attempted killing of his unborn child. Harvey Wireman is with us. And I hope you're feeling a little bit better because we have had some emotional phone calls.
I think that you've needed to exert a little more control. I apologize for calling you a name, but I think exerting some control over the debate is needed.
I understand that. I will try. And Mr. Dowder, appreciate your comments, but also appreciate the fact that baiting and antagonizing callers is not the way to go.
I'm perfectly fine, Phil, with doing whatever is necessary in the course of the conversation. But if somebody calls me a stoner or a dumbass, then I have a constitutional right to defend myself according to the Constitution.
Yes, you have the right to defend yourself. Just don't bait the callers with a lot of insults, okay?
But they shouldn't yell at us.
No, they won't yell at you. I'm just trying to get this thing back into some semblance of control. Here's Jackson on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hey, how are you? Got a couple of quick comments. I don't think that you should paint all NFL players with the same brush. Ray Carruth, for example, is a different person from Walter Payton. And the second
I didn't paint them all with the same brush. I said there's more criminality in professional football than any other profession.
Okay, fair enough. The other point I'd like to make...
What do you think about that?
I said fair enough, sir.
Oh, you agree with me?
I understand your point. I just think at the beginning of your remarks, you were making some pretty glittering generalities.
No, I wasn't. I said that there's more criminality in the professional ranks of football than in any other profession.
Okay.
Per capita.
Well, I haven't seen studies to prove that.
That's my opinion.
Well, I understand. I disagree with it. I do think there are other professions that I'm sorry.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling Jackson, Mississippi.
Are you on the freeway right now?
I'm in rural Mississippi right now. I'm on my way home.
It sounds like you're in a private plane, man. You in a private plane?
No, sir. Let me continue and get back on the discussion.
Sounded like you're in a private plane.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in an airplane.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Make another point on
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, the other point I'd like to make is...
Coming out. Yeah, see, he just went into a thundercloud.
One of them prop deals, probably.
Yeah.
You there? He's gone. Yep. Yeah.
You had to be a prop airplane, Phil.
Probably crashed into a mountain, just like the way the Lynyrd Skynyrd band did.
I doubt it, okay? Wherever he was, he lost his cell connection. Here's, is it Gwinnett?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. You're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Okay. Hi. I have a comment for the gentleman who's saying this is an unmade kid.
Yeah, that's me. I think that the kid's not fully prepared.
Okay, well, is the child alive and well today?
What?
Is the child alive and well today?
Well, he's hooked up to a machine, from what I understand.
But he is alive, correct?
He's not well.
Okay, the child was made.
So half of your question is yes, and half of your question is no.
Okay, the child is alive. It was a made child, period.
Not fully prepared, no.
Okay.
What do you mean fully?
What is the extent of the law concerning this?
You have to be. You can only be charged with murder if the kid's fully done and ready to go.
Okay, I'm not thinking that's how the law reads.
The hell are you talking?
An attorney?
Yes, I'm an attorney, ma'am.
How does the law read on that?
The law in Carolina, North Carolina, states that 20 weeks are in continuance, all right?
Okay.
You understand what I mean by continuance?
Right.
All right. We have a legal term called caveat emptor. Basically what that means is, in the full continuance and using the instrument of the law, the child is not legally human until and up to what we call caveat emptor. That is a legal phrase. We're out of time.
Okay.
Добрый день. Спасибо, что вы выбрали компанию Phil Hendrie Air. Наш полет будет проходить на высоте 300 тысяч фит. И еще водка. Наш полет включает борщ. Я еще хочу упоминать Чернобыль.
Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Tomorrow night we have a radiothon, and we'll give you a phone number tomorrow night. You can call if you want to buy the Best of the Phil Hendrie Show 1999 CD, and that will be available tomorrow evening. All of the proceeds go to my friend's place, a resource center for homeless and runaway kids in Hollywood. And we've made $42,411 since we went on sale on the 15th of December. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate the generosity of our listeners, and like that, it's great. I mean, it's just, it really is wonderful. And any way that we can make the CD available. See, we wanted to have it in store. We wanted to have it available in a store someplace, but that apparently was an impossibility. It just couldn't be worked out. So we're trying the next best thing. We're trying the resource of the Internet. You can buy it online at philhendrieshow.com. You can get it tomorrow night on our radiothon, or you can meet us in a week or so here in Los Angeles in the L.A. area, and we'll be selling it at a personal appearance. Whatever you'd like to do, all of the money that we raise, we are greatly appreciative of, and it goes, I can assure you, to a very worthy cause. 1-800-449-8686. I don't ordinarily dabble in politics per se on this show because there's so many other shows that do it. And it's not anything, unless it's done really well, it's not anything that's very interesting to me. Although in my private life, yes, I have an opinion. In my private life, I have an opinion about a lot of things. But my public life, doing a radio show, politics isn't something that generally finds its way into discussions, my personal discussions here on the air. However, people often want to know where you stand. Where do you stand? You know, what is your thinking on this, Mr. Hendrie? I hear you have a lot of people, but what do you think? How do you feel? What do you do late at night when the demons come? I see you, John, standing over the body of another dead president. Or is it Frank? Well, anyway. Do you remember In the Line of Fire? And what do you see? Or I love the line, you have a rendezvous with my ass. That was another great one from. Anyway, you mother thing. I am a Democrat, liberal Democrat. I come from a family of Goldwater Republicans. That was my father, and my mother was a Rockefeller Republican. If you don't know what any of these things are, basically a Goldwater Republican was arch-conservative, a Rockefeller Republican was a moderate, and I suppose there were other permutations. And as soon as I became old enough, coming of age as I did in the Vietnam era, I was pretty much a liberal Democrat, and that's what I've stayed my entire life. And I say that because I like to think that I vote for the man. A lot of people make that claim, but how many people really do it? My mother-in-law is a Democrat, but she talks like a freaking Republican. She's from New Mexico, which is like Hawaii. It's a total Democrat state. But every time she wants to talk about crap can presidents and how crappy they were, let's take a look at, for instance, Carter. And then there was that other jackass Truman. And then there was that other guy, Kennedy. She can't, I don't believe, Viola, I don't believe you're a Democrat. But I guess she's figured it out and all that crap. Well, anyway, I say that to say this. I've been reading lately, and I've been, studying a little bit, this guy, John McCain. I got to tell you something. I like this guy a lot. He's a Republican. Is he from Arizona? I think he's from Arizona. I like the guy. I think he is an honest man. I think he's a compassionate. See, I'm just talking about the edges of his personality now. We can get into the meat and potatoes of his policies, but there's something that has to be very honest about a man who has said, and John McCain has said this. There is an individual who he was speaking of was a draft dodger. The guy went to Canada during Vietnam. John McCain was a 5.5-year prisoner of war in North Vietnam, and yet his statements about this man who went to Canada were so not only forgiving, but they were humble. He said he's a better man than me in many ways because he was more committed to his cause than in many causes that I've been committed to. He's just made a lot of statements that I think are magnanimous, honest, completely unlike anything you'd hear coming out of the mouth of a politician, or at least traditionally so. Really interesting guy. Obviously, the kind of guy that, he's got a resume that a lot of these political these idol makers would kill for. Prisoner of war, war hero, son of a 5-star admiral or whatever whatever the thing is, a rear admiral or tail gunner or something, and a career in the Senate. I kind of like him. As a matter of fact, if the election was held today, I would probably vote for him over Gore, who would be the traditional pick of my party. And I happen to like Al Gore. Too bad if you don't, and I know what you're saying. And you know what? I'd save it. I don't want to hear it. Al Gore is just more of the same bull crap. Whatever. Fine, good. Anything but that other guy. Not Bradley, the other guy that starts with a B. So I'm wondering, have you ever found yourself in that position where, I mean, honestly, none of this BS about how you vote for the man. Get out of here. I know that 90% of you're full of crap. Oh, I vote for the man. I don't. Yeah, sure. I vote for the man. I don't. Yeah, come on. But me, it'd be the first time in my voting life, and it was tough casting a vote for Dukakis. Don't get me wrong. But I did. It was rough, man, throwing that vote. Mondale in 84, I didn't have a problem. I had less of a problem voting for Mondale than I did for Dukakis. And Jimmy Carter, I know actually a little bit of, But, comes a time in a man's life and a woman's life, too. Comes a time in a kid that's not fully made's life where, decisions have to be made. And I wonder if you have found yourself in the position of casting that vote for the person who, may not be of your political persuasion. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. We'll go to Los Angeles. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yes, Phil. calling from Los Angeles. My name is Mavis Leonard. I am 78 years of age. I have voted in a great many presidential elections. I also marched with Martin Luther King in St. Augustine, Florida. I was with Dr. King in Birmingham, and I was also with Dr. King in Atlanta. So I have been...
You've made some history, huh?
I have been witness to a lot of history, yes, I have. And I've been very, very proud of everything that I have done in my life to try to make our country a better place to live.
My hat's off to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. But I wanted to call, and I have to disagree with you. I am what is called a transcendent.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
I am a transcendent. I have some psychic ability.
You have psychic ability?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'm not disbelieving you, ma'am, but I just wanted to hear you clearly. You have psychic ability?
Yes, sir, I do. And,
all right.
And I can generally tell about a man's character by looking at a photograph of him and holding that photograph up to a place on a map where maybe he had been in his life. And I had read a lot about John McCain. And I got a picture of him, and I held the picture to a map of the world, of a map of Vietnam, where he says that he served.
Well, he served in the United States Navy. He was a Navy flyer.
Well, no, he did not.
No, he did not.
No, sir, he did not. Because I am convinced, having held his picture to a map of Vietnam, that that man had never served in Vietnam, and that he a liar, and that he had never been in a prisoner of war camp, and that he is lying about all of his background because he wants to get elected president of the United States.
And, well, you're saying that John McCain has fabricated every bit of his military record?
No, I didn't say that he fabricated all. I said that man had never been in Vietnam.
And he was not a POW.
And he had never been in a POW camp. He is a liar. And I would ask you, before you throw your vote away on a man who lies, to take into consideration what I am telling you.
Will you hold the line here for a minute? I got to take a commercial break. Did you talk to this lady? What does she mean she's a transcendent? She's psychic, and she says McCain's a liar? 1-800-449-8686. I got to talk a little more to this gal. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. Phil Hendrie here, 1-800-449-8686. Okay. Let me get my lady here who is called. We're talking about John McCain. And again, this is unusual for us. We don't really do a lot of political discussion on the show, but I'm just telling you, as a Democrat, I like this guy a lot. Like him a lot. But that is that aside, this lady here, are you there, dear?
Yes, sir.
All right, now you say that John McCain is a fraud.
I think that he is a liar about his service in Vietnam. And that
what are you saying? He was never in Vietnam?
He was never a prisoner of war. He has never been in Vietnam. He is lying all about it. And
now, you know that we have photographs of Senator McCain. We have pictures of him actually in a prisoner of war camp. And
well, they have come up with all kinds of pictures. The reason why they have come up with those pictures is because he wants to be president of the United States. And they have come up with pictures of him, that they can, put the picture on top of.
Superimpose.
That they have superimposed, that's right. Picture of his head on someone else's body, laying in a prisoner of war camp. And I get very negative vibrations from him. I think he's a lying sack of you-know-what. Yeah, and then
Senator McCain, it sounds very, very unlikely, with all respect to you, that his war record has been fabricated.
Well, my backyard looks like Vietnam. That don't make me a prisoner of war, you know. My street looked like Vietnam. That don't make me a prisoner of war. So I think...
Well, what are you saying? They took these pictures in his backyard?
It's very possible, yeah. That he laid down in a backyard somewhere and took these pictures. There's a very famous picture of him being treated by a Vietnamese doctor. I think you know the one that I'm talking about.
Yes, and he was mistreated by the Vietnamese doctor, and he was tortured in a prisoner of war camp.
Well, that is what they want you to believe. But they could have taken that picture in his backyard with his gardener, pretending like he's a doctor.
For what reason?
To help him get elected president of the United States.
So now we have reached the height, the absolute height of propagandizing and fabrication of image. John McCain was never in Vietnam. The pictures of him in a prisoner of war camp were taken in his backyard with his gardener acting as a doctor.
I'm telling you, that's how they could do it. I don't know if that is what they did.
Camp Pendleton. Now here we have the Marine base checking in this evening. You're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi, Phil.
Yes, sir.
I really have to disagree with this gal with the psychic abilities. I don't mean to be disrespectful, and I'm sure that she's to her. Take a look back at a little bit of history and some of the things that were published and documented fact before John McCain ever considered going into politics. When he first came back, and while he was still a prisoner of war, those things were well documented, not just by photograph, but also by individuals that were there.
And you don't think that they can fabricate photographs?
No. You're saying that these things have been put together now in this time.
No, I'm saying that they have been able to, over the course of years, fabricate a photograph of him.
Going back to the 60s?
Yes, they're going back to 1960s and 1970s.
I think what you're saying is a little ludicrous. I think if you put a little effort into some research into the situation,
there's something very wrong with him. I don't know what it is. It's like George W. Bush. If you look at his face, he looks crazier than an outhouse rat. The way he looks through his face, you know.
Well, I think you can say the same thing about Steve Forbes. I mean, if you take a look at Steve Forbes, he looks like the vampire.
Well, that's right. What about that Alan Keyes? That brother, he needs to get another job, you know. But there's something about John McCain I think is wrong. He's off.
Well, I don't want
off a beat.
Well, just because the man may be off a beat doesn't mean that he made up his war record, and especially what he went through.
Well, if you listen to what he's been through, you think that Cecil B. DeMille put that man's life together. That's just wrong. 5 years of prisoner of war. I get wrong vibrations from him, that's all I'm saying.
I can tell you, don't take my word for it, because I'm just another guy who's saying this, that, and the other thing. Do a little research. I would bet you my left leg and half of my right one.
My wife's reading a book right now. I don't know the name of it, but the John McCain biography. What's the name of the thing? Sons and Fathers, something like that.
Well, I don't put no stock in biography. What she get that from Time Life books? That I don't put no stock in that at all.
What do you put stock in? What would you consider to be credible evidence?
The first person I put stock in is Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of God.
And what would you consider irrefutable evidence of any of his?
If I seen him come off the ship, you know, but he put out a book, you might as well call his biography, Hello, I'm John McCain, I'm full of crap.
Do you believe President Kennedy served in the Navy?
I believe what Jesus tells me.
You believe what Jesus tells you. So, in other words, Jesus is telling you John McCain's full of crap.
Yes, sir, he is. He speaks to me through my vibration and to my prayer.
Okay.
Well, Phil, I got to go.
Thank you very much, sir, for your call. I appreciate
it. Screen your call.
Thank you. Thank you for your call. Thank you. 1-800-449-8686.
Jesus ain't a big fan of his right now. And
Jesus isn't what?
He's not a big fan of John McCain right now.
Jesus is not a big fan of John McCain.
No, he is not. I prayed to our Lord last night, and he said to me, John McCain, I can tell by the way he looked through his face, he crazier than an outhouse rat. And I got to believe that.
You can tell by the way he looks through his face.
He's crazier Crazier than an outhouse rat.
Crazier than an outhouse rat. All right, hold the line. Phil Hendrie Show. Our number is 1-800-449-8686. This lady claims to be psychic. She says John McCain's making up his war record.
Hola y gracias por volar en la aerolínea aérea de Phil Hendrie. Estaremos volando a una altitud de 30,000 pies. Oh, y también green card.
I understand that.
And so I had come back from that, and I had a very bad stroke that I come back from. And I prayed for, forgiveness, that Jesus would forgive my sins. And he did. I know, and so I've always tried to do what he wanted me to do.
I understand.
And so this is the best way that I can pay back the Lord for saving my life, and that is to, find out who the good people are,
So you think that John McCain... This is Phil Hendrie Show, by the way. Welcome back. 1-800-449-8686. Mm-hmm. No, I'm talking to listeners. So you think John McCain... And you said something about George Bush?
Yeah, I think he is wrong. I think there's something very wrong with him.
What?
I think that he has, nuts or something. I think he's crazy.
You think he's crazy?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's go to Atlanta on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to be hearing this. John McCain is... a bad guy is what I'm hearing. Bush is crazy.
I think they're crazy, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I'm typically, you were talking about the various different...
I'm just saying that George Bush has got a look on his face like he's wrong, like there's something wrong with him.
Well, let me ask this question, because I'm having a very difficult time trying to decide who to vote for. Who are the candidates that are not crazy that I should really focus on, because I don't want to waste my vote either.
So in other words, your point is what, sir?
I'm trying to figure out, I've heard John McCain, I met John McCain. He was in Atlanta about 2 or 3 weeks ago promoting his book.
Do you think he's crazy?
The whole time that...
Do you think he's crazy? Do you think Do you think he's crazy?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's crazy at all.
Okay. And the point of your phone...
amiable. He was a very pleasant gentleman. He wasn't even at the point where you got the feeling he was running for president. He was just promoting what he considers a life experience that he had.
This man has met John McCain and doesn't think he's crazy.
Well, the devil can make you believe a lot of things.
That's true.
The devil can change your mind, and the devil can promise you things, too.
Right.
You're aware of that,
Yeah, help me understand who I should really focus on then. If it's
okay, sir, you know what? If is that it? Is that the extent of your call?
I think so.
Okay, thanks. Here's Miami on the Phil Hendrie Show.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Hi.
Hi. Well, I think this lady's full of it. I do not agree with her whatsoever.
I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. I get the wrong feeling about George Bush. He looked like he's crazier than an outhouse rat.
You cannot judge a book by its cover. And back to that...
No, but you look at the way that
the McKay issue. Back to that McKay issue. Do you think the whole nation is now aware that this man was a prisoner of war? How would they all go along with this? You don't think during somewhere along the line someone would come up with some sort of proof to prove this man wrong?
I think that the Lord has shown me.
No, I'm not asking about the Lord. I'm asking, do you think...
You can't... Don't be stepping on the toes of Jesus.
I'm not stepping on the toes of anybody.
All right, I'm just
the Lord has nothing to do with Mr. McKay. What the question is, do you think that no one would be able to find this out if this was fabricated?
I think that he's been able to hide it pretty good.
Oh.
I think he's been able to hide it pretty good.
Well, wait a minute. There's pictures of him in a prisoner of war camp. There are pictures of him, in Vietnam.
You can make them up by going to a photographer who makes up pictures like that.
I actually happen to be psychic, too. and I'm sitting on my toilet. And looking into my toilet, I see, just like you, full of crap, okay? There's nothing.
You just want to believe that John McCain is like going to be the next president of the United States, but that's why he made all that up.
I want to believe in something rational, okay? There's no basis that you can prove to me that this man is a fraud and that he is not true.
You telling me he can't make up them pictures of him?
Well, you said that he had them taken in his backyard using a gardener.
A gardener? Are you listening to yourself, man?
I'm saying that it's possible he could have made them pictures up in his backyard. Yes, he could have.
Do you have anything against this man other than you think...
No, I do not. No.
That he fabricated this picture? So what would be wrong with him being president?
I think that if he was president of the United States, he'd be lying to people about, how he was in Vietnam when all he was in his backyard. And that he never set foot out of his backyard.
I don't buy that one bit. Then he commends a man who went to Canada to escape the draft.
That's what I find so moving about Senator McCain, that he is magnanimous even with those who, did their conscience by not being in the war. And you don't hear that from Vietnam veterans.
Exactly.
And certainly you don't hear that from conservative or even moderate Republicans.
That's why I think he's crazy as an outhouse rat.
Crazy? I think you should relook on who's the crazy one.
Why can't he be magnanimous and compassionate and forgiving and humble? He's a humble man, and I find that profound about his personality.
I think the two of you men, the young man I'm talking to in Miami, and you, Mr. Hendrie, I think both of you are dumber than hell, and you are allowing this man, you're dumber than dirt.
I'm dumber than dirt.
Yeah, because...
Maybe you should call the psychic hotline and then find out some things before you go calling a show claiming to be psychic and then saying because you put his picture up to a mouth, you can tell that he's a liar.
I'm not psychic. I said that
you were psychic
I'm
earlier.
Transcendent. I keep boondoggling you all.
So now you're lying.
No,
so
I said I'm transcendent.
Just like Mr.
You
McKay's
dumb.
line, right?
No, I may be a liar, but you dumb and blind.
Okay,
You're acting dumb and blind. And Lord Jesus Christ is the only one.
Has nothing to do with this conversation
He's the one that's going to save our ass.
Has nothing to do with this conversation.
Who do you think going to save your ass when the world comes to an end?
The world was supposed to come to an end, though. When do I believe? The millennium?
That ain't going to be no Dan Marino. Ain't going to save your ass.
And McCain ain't going to save your ass.
He's not. He can barely save his own ass. He's got a game this weekend, by the way.
You make fun of God and you make fun of Jesus Christ.
I'm not making fun of God. I'm making fun of you, man.
You making fun of Jesus Christ.
You have to listen to yourself. Really, listen to yourself. Look in the mirror and say,
I look in the mirror and I see the Holy Ghost staring back at me. Listen to me. I saw the Holy Ghost staring back at me. I saw the Holy Ghost staring back at me. Without the Holy Ghost staring back at me, I looked in the mirror, and what did I see? I saw the Holy Ghost staring back at me. Said, you got something on your shirt. Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Nice song.
You
need to wipe your eyes and read a book so you want to be
think about joining Clinton for a little duet with the saxophone and the harmonica?
What did he say?
Hold on for a minute, ma'am, okay? Is she on hold? Okay, so what I think we got here is a woman who's nuts.
Basically, that's what I think. Where do you get these cards?
I don't know. She apparently... she's not nuts. Mike is shaking his head. He says we should keep talking to her.
All right,
she's playing the freaking harmonica. What is that? I saw the Holy Ghost staring back at me, and he said you got something on your shirt.
Have no clue. Do you always get this when you try to have an intellectual conversation?
Who, me? No, and not any more than any normal human being. Anyway, I appreciate your phone call this evening, sir. 1-800-449-8686. Dear, you there?
I'm here, and I heard you call me crazy, and I've never been crazy in my life. When a man is... They thought that St. Paul was crazy.
Ma'am, I'm not calling you crazy. I guess I did call you crazy. Yes, I did.
Yeah, and they thought that Jesus Christ was crazy when he come into Jerusalem. I'm not crazy. I'll tell you who is crazy. George Bush is crazy, and so is John McCain, and so all of them people who are making up that they was in the Vietnam when they had never been there. I can tell by the way that you look through your face. You're crazy as an outhouse rat. Well, the way you walked right into this place, you're crazy as an outhouse rat. I don't have no beer with you. I'd rather be in a cannibal stew. You're crazy as an outhouse rat. And that's a song about...
That's a song about how he's crazier than an outhouse rat.
That's all about John McCain and George Bush. That's right.
John McCain and George Bush.
Yes.
Ogden on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, Phil, I got to tell you, the thing that I find puts me in even more disbelief than the obvious is the fact that this lady who claims to have marched with Dr. Martin Luther King feels that she can judge these people and claim that they're bad people based on the way they look.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
I don't understand how in the world you can believe that. It makes me wonder if maybe somebody held your picture up to a map and made you believe you were there when in fact you weren't.
No, I did not.
So contrary to what
you said that you said the way he looks through his face, he's crazier than an outhouse rat.
I said that about George Bush. Yes, I did.
All right, what about John McCain?
I said I held his picture up to a map of Vietnam, and I did not get any heat. There was no connection at all between John McCain and Vietnam. Now, George Bush, yeah, he looks like hell. He scared me the way he looked like.
Well, what about what this man said, judging people based on their looks?
If a man frowns at you and scowls at you, you can say he's unhappy, can't you?
Yeah.
Then why can't I judge somebody by their looks? If they are frowning and they are mean-looking, you can say that man's unhappy.
You've got the right to judge people any way you want, but that's just exactly the opposite of what Dr. King stood for. You can't judge people based on their appearance.
If a man is frowning at you,
content of their character.
If a man is frowning at you, you know he's not happy.
Not necessarily.
Well, if he's looking all mean and angry at you, you know he's unhappy. Well, it's the same thing with George Bush. He looks crazy.
Now, you didn't say anything about him being unhappy. You said he was crazier than an outhouse rat.
That's right. I said that. He's crazy as an outhouse rat.
You said that he's a liar and that he never went to these places.
I said about John McCain.
He's a bad person and he's evil, all based on the way he looks.
I'm saying that's what Jesus Christ told me. You believe in Jesus?
Absolutely, 100%.
That's what the Lord
Jesus
told me.
has never told me to judge anybody by the way they looked.
The Lord Jesus told me that John McCain is a liar.
Well, you know, I'm having a hard time with this. I thank you for your call, sir, and I'm having a hard time with you, lady. Jesus told you John McCain's a liar. And that song, I can tell by the way you look through your face, you're crazier than an outhouse rat. I don't know where that's coming from. 1-800-449-8686. This lady thinks that John McCain made up his entire war record. 1-800-449-8686.
I want to say one more thing, too, Phil.
What?
All that white hair he got is not natural. He done that with Grecian formula.
He did what with Grecian formula?
All that white hair. He made that up. He got a nice, thick head of black hair, jet black hair. He made up all that white hair because he want to make himself look like George damn Washington. Well, he ain't no George Washington. He look more like, what's his name? John Kennedy.
All right, that's real good, lady. He made up his gray hair, too. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show.
I'm long, long gone, like a turkey through the corn. I'm long, long gone, like a turkey through the corn. Long, long, long gone, got my long johns on. Like that. That's another song that I do.
That's really good. We're back on the air here, okay?
Are we on the radio?
Yes, we are, dear. 1-800, I'm long gone like a turkey through the corn, huh?
That's right. That's a song that's an old song from when I was a young girl, and I was raised in North Carolina. And
you're from North Carolina, huh?
That's right. But we sing a song like that. Well, I'm long, long gone like a turkey through the corn. Long, long, long gone. Got my long johns on, like that. And it'd be a lot of fun. We'd hang around. You notice it rhymed, right?
I'm sorry?
It rhymed.
Yes, it rhymed. I'm long gone like a turkey through the corn. That's good. Okay, so John McCain's a lion sack of crap, and you can tell by the way George Bush looks through his face, he's nuttier than an outhouse rat.
That's right.
Charlotte on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Yeah, this is Charlotte, North Carolina calling.
Yes,
I was
sir.
just wanting to relate something with this lady. Are you familiar with the Bible, ma'am?
I'm familiar with the word of Jesus Christ, and he is the only Son of God.
Which would be the New Testament, right?
That is the New Testament. That is a new covenant between God and man.
Are you familiar with Galatians?
That is the Old Testament.
No, Galatians is in the New Testament.
Is the New Testament?
Yes, ma'am.
The lady's elderly. Galatians, New Testament?
Right. There's a scripture.
What does that? Is that St. Paul? Those are letters of St. Paul?
Let's see.
Galatians? Yeah, that would be the letters of St. Paul, right? Anyway, what are we going to do? Bible reading tonight? I can't do this, okay? So let's. What exactly is it that you wanted to say?
Okay, starting at actually Galatians.
Oh, you're going to start quoting the Bible. I can't do it, okay? I'm going to have, it's just brutal. Was there a comment you wanted to make?
Exactly. There's a comment in there that says practices of spiritism shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Did we screen this call? Didn't he already say to you that we didn't want you quoting Bibles? And are you a spiritualist?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
And she isn't either, okay? I thought my screen already told you all of this.
No.
What do you do, Mavis?
I hold a picture up, and I get a sensation from the picture.
Okay, that's not practicing spiritualism.
No, not spiritualism, spiritism.
Whatever, that's not doing it.
Okay.
All right, anyway, thanks a lot. Okay, dear, good luck to you in all of your endeavors.
Well, I just want everyone to know that John McCain
is full of crap. I got you, and he never was in Vietnam. Okay, thank you. 1-800-449-8686. Any follow-up comment on that nutcase? I mean, that fine lady. I'd started the hour out by saying that I thought he was a pretty decent guy and that I was, very much in tune with... I just think that he's a guy that I could vote for. And that lady called and said he's lying and he's making up his war record. Well, my wife is reading a book. There's a lot of really graphic pictures in there, things that, from his war experiences, from his naval record, from his experience in Vietnam. And the stuff doesn't look like it was dummied up in anybody's backyard with someone's Vietnamese gardener. But having said all of the crap that I said at the beginning of the show, at the beginning of the hour, I should say, yeah, I probably would find myself voting for the guy. What? Yes, dear, what do you want?
I wanted to play another song. I wanted to play another...
I got all the songs I want, okay?
I just want to play with George Bush is nuttier than an outhouse.
I got an outhouse rat. He's nuttier than a crazy... George Bush is nuttier than an outhouse rat. You see, when you say that Jesus is talking to you, I guess it goes a long way toward giving you a little bit extra airtime, all right? Not that it works necessarily with me, but it did with our screener this evening. A growing clash between Texas Governor George Bush, the guy who's nuttier than an outhouse rat, and John McCain, the guy who's making all of his war record up, will take center stage today, and probably already has, when 6 Republican presidential candidates hold the first of a series of election year debates. I saw the one between Gore and Bradley. I guess I missed this one. The Bush-McCain rivalry has grown increasingly tense in recent days, with the candidates exchanging barbs, especially over tax policy, as Bush seeks to defeat McCain in the state where he is strongest, New Hampshire. So I'm not going to make any other comment about this other than the fact that, what does she want? Yes? Yes, ma'am.
What's wrong with you? You need the Lord. You're going to burn in hell. You know that? You're going to burn in...
I'm trying to get on with my show here, okay?
You're going to burn in hell. You know you're going to burn in hell, don't you?
No, I don't know that I'm going to burn in hell.
Well, you are. You're going to burn in hell. I have a picture. I held it up. I put your picture next to a picture I got in my house I held, and the two of you get along real good.
Well, I don't know that I'm going to burn in hell. I put you on for a solid hour. Thank you very much.
Well, you're going to burn in hell.
I'm going to burn in hell. You get $1 for every time somebody says... Anyway, so the Keep her off the line, will you? How the hell I get with this? I was talking about how maybe I might vote with this guy. I got this old lady I'm going to burn in hell and the rest of this stuff. That's why I never bring politics up on this show. You know what? It's forget it. It's show shot. Screw it. I can't wait to get out of here now. God, I want to go home so bad. I really want to go home.
Whoa, Phil Hendrie gonna burn in hell. When he goes down there, he won't feel too well.
Nice harmonica playing there, baby. Where'd you learn how to play the harp, huh?
What you talking about, dude?
God. Lay that on me one more time, okay?
You mean I talk listening to
Wow.
Well, you know what happened. I sprained my tongue.
皆様、本日はフィル・ヘンドリーエアをご利用いただき誠にありがとうございます。この飛行機は地上3万フィートを飛行してまいります。また通信
Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Don't forget tomorrow night our big radiothon. You can get a copy of our CD, The Best of the Phil Hendrie Show, 1999. Communism is Neat. And it's available for $23.50. $20 for the CD. It all goes to my friend's place. $3.50 shipping and handling, you know, for the holiday season. Something nice to do for the kids. Something we thought we'd do for the great people at my friend's place. We raised about $250,000 for them. It's no big thing. I mean, I don't think I'm something special. It's a nice piece of change. It could have been more. We've made $42,000 so far this year. We hope you can join us for that tomorrow evening. They're really nice people. And what else we have this weekend? My in-laws, I mentioned this at the outset of the show, I think. My mother and father-in-law, 45 years they've been married. Pretty good. And so we're going to have a party for them this weekend at the house. 50 people, all good friends, will be crammed into the house there. We sent out invitations. I was alluding to this at the beginning of the show. Does the phone ring never... Did the phone stop at your house ringing, Mike? It's ringing all the time. No, it's just... It ceases, right? How about you? Every day the phone is ringing. Ringing. And I live with a woman who I love very much. She's an energetic gal. She's always in touch with the freaking world, man. She's in touch with everybody. We got to do this, and we got to do that. And the piano player, we've hired a piano player to play at Alan Viola's party. We got a big, Maria plays the piano. She's got a baby grand piano crammed into one corner of the living room. So we hired a guy who plays the piano like at a department store or something. He's going to come and he's going to play the piano. And he's called about 16 times. And I can't understand a word. I swear to God, this guy called, and this is exactly what it sounded like. You know, I checked the messages. You have one new message. I ring in, and the guy says, I've gone to Buenos Aires. I have to get my ass together, and everything's good. I got no idea what this cat's saying. He says, I'm going to be playing piano for you this coming weekend. You call me. Everything's going to be good. So it irritated me. I said, who is this guy? Oh, he's the piano player. I said, you know what? It bothers me. It's like Blockbuster Video called about 3 weeks ago. Blockbuster Video, Westlake Bullet Can in front of Sweet Lord, man. You know, we had like all 4 kids, me, my wife. We brought next-door neighbors in. We had the FBI tracking the tape on this thing. Nobody knows what the guy said. I sent this to a lab in Georgia, to the CDC. It says, with your ass in a sling, and your ass in front of you, and you can stick it up your ass. Okay, great. Bring it on back. Come on back now. So anyway, it's just, call me a curmudgeon, call me an angry guy. I can't stand that phone ringing all like, God almighty. And I'm trying to get, like I said, I'm trying to get a little bit of sleep, man. Trying to bag some shut-eye. That thing never shut up. I finally left a note for Maria. I said, this person called, this person called, this person called, this person called, and this person called. I haven't slept at all. And when we moved to our new house, there's a little tiny studio kind of apartment over the garage. I said, that is mine, and I'm not putting a phone in it. Thank you, your husband, Phil. You know, everything is so messed up at our house that that piano guy is going to show up with an accordion. Because I can't understand. Probably that's what he was saying.
I tell you, people, there's a big problem. I got to show with an accordion, not a piano. I hope you don't mind. Thanks a lot.
And a guy shows up with an accordion and a piccolo player. Okay? And starts with the Quicksilver arpeggios, you know. Where is that? This is what we're going to be getting there. Alan Viola, 45 years. You know, you got to tell yourself, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But when a cat shows up and starts laying out, I'm sorry. Happy anniversary, Alan Viola. A toast to the fine couple. People call, you know what? They're going to be calling security lickety-split, man. Faster than you can say Jack freaking Daniels. With a tuba.
Al Viola, I'd like to say congratulations on 45 years.
So anyway, we got this piano player, but it just never ended. With the phone calls. I'm not like that. And I suspect, and you know what? Maybe it's wrong of me. She bristles when I say this. I'm not into making busy work. Oh, you know what? It's too quiet today. Let's call up about 58 people and have them return the phone calls so we can get a whole lot of jackasses calling and get the anxiety level of the house up. I don't, I know you're not doing that, baby, for real, but sometimes it feels that way. Let's make a whole lot of calls and see who calls us back. On average, we should get about 1,600 calls back in one day. The phone will never stop ringing, and it'll seem like the whole house is just full of life and vibrance. And all kinds of people. Oh, jeez. Hello? Hi. And then, of course, you got the guy. There's no answer. And then they come on.
Yes, Mr. Sanchez?
No, it's Mr. Hendrie. Because my wife uses the name Maria Sanchez. She uses her maiden name. And our bills sometimes come, Phil Hendrie, Maria Sanchez. Sometimes it comes to the house, Mr. and Mrs. Hendrie. But more often than not, she's Maria Sanchez and I'm Phil Hendrie. And if she's been out there doing business in the world and then they call and I answer, it's,
hi, is this Mr. Sanchez?
And I've gotten to the point that, yes, this is Mr. Sanchez.
I'm calling on behalf of Asshole and Asshole, and we're conducting a survey. Do you have one, sir? And, what color's your toilet roll?
Purple.
Buddy, you're queer.
And so they, a lot of that stuff. My best friend, invented the demon dialer, which is that system used by bucket shops to just constantly just make random numbers, call up random numbers, right? My good friend, whose name I will not mention, but he and I grew up together, he invented the system that developed demon dialing. So when you get a call in the middle of dinner from,
is this Mr. Sanchez?
You can thank my pal, Don, I won't mention his last name. And he's told me, he says, every time I get a call in the middle of dinner, I wish to God I'd never even thought of that. It's a whole system by way, you can just make those demon dials. So anyway, that's what's been going on in our house. And the piano players called, and we got to get the Christmas tree taken down. And now, of course, we brought out the guy, and he's going to tent the back area. You know how they throw the tent up? We're going to tent that back deck there, and there can be a nice flow for people to go out there, which is a very nice thing. And we're going to set up the bar there. And she said, should we hire a bartender? I said, no, I ain't going to hire a bartender. I'll tend bar. I'll stand back there. Or better yet, and here's a news flash, why should we have a bartender at all? Do you know that it's quicker if you just walk up to a table, pick up the bottle, and pour it into your glass than have to stand there waiting for some guy in a bow tie looking in a book to see how you make a gimlet? What do you want, sir? Yeah, I'd like a margarita, please.
You got it.
Hey, here, make your own margarita. Here's the blender, here's the crap, here's the lime. Throw it, just, I don't know. Maybe I can help those folks do that. Get the kids to make the margaritas. They know how to blend up crap. But there ain't no way we're hiring a bartender so I can stand 58 people deep waiting for the guy to pop the cap off of a beer bottle? Hell, I'll stand back there and lay it out to them. Or better yet, like I said, here, you want a beer? It's right there in the chest. Go grab one. So in other words, this is a 45th wedding anniversary for some very distinguished senior citizens. I'm going to run it like a freaking kegger party. With a guy standing in the corner going... And by the way, bring your own cups. Bring your own cups. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show.
At History Channel's Lost...
Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. And we'll go to the phones here, open lines, 1-800-449-8686. Here's North Hollywood on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, Phil, how you doing tonight?
Good.
I wanted to respond to some comments you made earlier about renting videotapes for your children. I work in a video store in North Hollywood. It's Video Tonight Rental. And we rent movies, and I was in the store earlier tonight helping people close up for the store, and I noticed late charges. I'm kind of nervous right now. So
You're doing all right. What are you talking about? You talking about late charges on videos?
I'm talking about people that rent videos that are late, that they return late. I started out in this business working on stocking the shelves and working the cash register. Okay, I'm now what is called an entertainment specialist. So I help people determine what each movie is about. I can help them with their rental if they have a question about a tape.
Yeah, but you were talking about videos that are late.
Well, what I was telling your screener is there are an awful lot of late tapes that cost people money, and it causes problems with renting of videos. And if there's one thing that I would like to encourage people is that they return their videotapes on time, number one. Number two, I think they should make sure that they pay their late fees when they return the tape. And one of the reasons why I have moved up in my business, because I'm 20 years old and I'm very interested in starting my own store eventually,
Right.
And so one of the reasons why I've moved up in a videotape rental business for this particular company that I work for is because I'm very much on top of people who are returning their tapes late. And we have a night drop, okay? So when you come to return your videotape, okay, you can put it in a late tape slot. You can put it in a night return slot.
Yeah, like Blockbuster has that, or any of those stores.
Right. It's just near the cash register, okay? But one thing that I like to do is I keep an eye on that. And a lot of people don't like this, but I don't blame people. I blame all the people who work in a video store for not staying on top of late tapes that are coming in, and the money that it costs people. Eventually, it costs you money if your tape, okay, comes in late, and it also costs the store because the tape's not available for other rental. So what I do is essentially, and this is how I'm different from most people that work at a video store, I work the cash register, and I also keep an eye on the people who are trying to return their tape through the slot, through the night slot.
All right, so you're at the cash register keeping an eye on people who are coming up to rent a tape, and what? And
for the people who are dropping in the night slot, and a lot of people will pull up. Now, this is in the middle of the daytime, all right? So they pull up, okay, and they get out of their car, and instead of bringing it into the store, okay, they put it in the night slot, and they may owe money on it, okay? So I keep an eye on those people, okay? That's something nobody else does. That's something Blockbuster don't do that. Hollywood Video don't do that. Turtles don't do that. None of them do that. I do that. I keep an eye on the night slot so that if somebody comes in the middle of the day and puts their tape in the night slot, I will leave the cash register and go out the front door and go, whoa, 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 where are you going?
Wait a second. So, in other words, because I just did that myself today. I walked up. It must have been 9 o'clock in the morning. I was running some errands, and I went over to Blockbuster, and I threw a tape into the night slot. And you're saying that you come running out?
I'll go outside and I'll ask them, whoa, where you going? I mean, do you have any late charges on this or what? And it's funny, these people try, so many people try to get away with paying the late charges right there. So we have to call them or we have to send them a postcard. But all I'm trying to do is determine whether it's late or not. If it is late, I want them to pay it then. I don't want to have to send out a postcard.
All right, well, what if somebody pulls up and they put their tape in the night slot and it is late and they want to pay it later on?
Well, that costs the store money. That costs us money. Okay, mailing out the cards to tell them that it's late. It costs time and effort to mail the cards out or to make the phone calls, okay, to tell them that it's late. It is better for them to come into the store, like a man and pay it. I mean, what are you afraid of, I mean, that's what I tell these people. I saw this guy yesterday, and I see this happen every day. Okay, I'll see a guy drop a tape in the night slot instead of coming into the store like a man, okay, and pay him the tape that is late, okay. Instead of coming into the store like a man, he's thinking behind my back trying to put the tape in the night slot in the middle of the day, okay. I mean, they need to own up to their responsibilities.
All right, so what are you doing? You're working the register, right?
Right, I'm working the register. I'm also turning around and keeping an eye on the night slot, which is right behind my back. And if I see anybody pull up and walk up and drop the tape in the night slot, I'll tell the people I'm helping at the cash register, hold up for a second, and I'll go outside. I'll go, whoa, what's up? What are you doing? Like I say, I just dropped my tape in the night slot. Yeah, was that got any late fees on that? Has it got any late fees? I want you to come in here and talk to me about that, okay? So that confronts them right there, okay? So they have nowhere to run. I mean, and that's how we cut down on having to send out postcards to tell these people are late or have to call them up. Because if you can't come into the store like a man and own up to your responsibilities like a man, then what are you, And that's what I'm trying to tell people.
All right, so you run outside as the guy is now let me ask you a question here. What happens if he gets away before you can run outside and tell him, hey, you owe me money?
A lot of times I'll make a call. I'll get the tape out of the bin, and I will find out who rented it last. I can find out who that person is. I'll place a call to their home. And I have myself on tape placing calls to a lot of different homes of different people, in fact, I've got, hold on for just a minute.
You got what?
Well, I have recording on myself. This was a call that I placed to Lisa Weimer. She lives in Thousand Oaks, California. She was late with a tape. If I play this for you.
Is this a tape you made of calling her house?
Right. She had dropped the tape, okay, in the night slot, okay? And I had not gotten out there in time to tell her, hey, yo, is that late? She took off, so I called her house. Here it is. Miss Wyman, this is Video Tonight Movie Rentals. I seen you in the parking lot. You dropped the tape in the night slot, and I run out to find out if there had been any late charges, and you did not stop to confront the situation. I would appreciate it very much if you make a call back now to my store at 213-251-3189 and confront the situation, because I don't think it's cool. You come over here, drop the tape in the night slot, and you don't have the guts to come in and pay off the tape. And
hello?
Yeah, so that's it. That was the tape that I had left for her.
So you call up a customer who drops their tape into the night slot before coming in and paying the late fees, and you basically say they're gutless?
It's one of the reasons why we have a very high rate of on-time returns. It's one of the reasons why we don't have to spend a lot of money sending out late notices. It's one of the reasons why Video Tonight movie rentals is, I think, one of the up-and-coming businesses in the movie rental business, because we don't spend a lot of time worrying about late tapes.
All right, you work where? At Video Tonight Movie Rentals?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. 1-800-449-8686. This guy confronts people who are late with their tapes out in a parking lot.
Buonasera.
Ti ringraziamo per aver scelto di volare con Phil Henry Air. Voleremo ad un'altitudine di 30.000 piedi e cappuccino. Il volo di stasera offrirà Al Pacino e devo inoltre annunciare che mafia.
Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. This is Luis. He works at Video Tonight Movie Rentals in North Hollywood. And when the people, and you're working the cash register, and you're also keeping an eye on the late slot, on the night slot.
Okay, what I do, Mr. Henry, is I'm working the cash register for the people in store, and for the people, okay, who are bringing their tape in late. Okay, I keep an eye on them too. If I see people drop a tape in the night slot in the middle of the day, I will go out. I'll say, yo, you got late charges or what? Okay, it's one of the reasons.
You say you're pretty successful.
I believe it's one of the reasons why I moved up with this company, and I started out stocking shelves. I moved to cashier, and now I'm an entertainment specialist. That's basically somebody who tells the people, okay, what's in a movie, okay, what movie to rent, and like that's because I'm aggressive, because I care about my job, okay, and I also care that I'm going to save the company money, okay. So when I see some sucker come up, try to put a tape, okay, in the late box, I'll go outside. Hey, yo, that's not going to work, You got late charges on that or what? That's.
So you go outside. Hey, yo, have you got late charges?
No, I'll say, have you got late charges? Because don't be sneaking on me or anything. Because I know that if you got late charges, come on in here like a man and pay it off.
All right, it's aggressive, and you say that it's giving you some success, huh?
It's giving me a great deal of success. It's also saved money too.
All right, here's Wichita on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Hey, one quick comment for this guy. Do you consider that good customer service?
I mean, that's a good question, okay, but I think what I'm there primarily to do is to help the company, okay, and help customers make sure, okay, that there's a tape available. If somebody keeps the tape out for a long time, okay, let me say this, it works. And if they're keeping a tape out, okay, and it's not available to other customers, okay, I think that's good customer service. Yes, I do.
Okay, well, if they're going to charge you, if you guys charge a late fee, and like most businesses do, I work at a video store also. Matter of fact, I manage a video store. If they're going to charge a late fee, isn't that a penalty enough for them keeping out the tape too long? Because you're getting your money eventually if they come back and rent. Yeah, and if they come back and rent, then that's even better, because they're going to pay a late fee then.
How do I notify them on the late fee if they don't come into the store? If they're not man enough to walk into the store, just pay their late fee.
Well, if you run out to the car and stop them and tell them, hey, you need to pay a late fee, chances are they're not going to come back.
Yeah, but it's costing the store money to send
it's not
out all
these. It's not going to cost the store money if they're going to pay the late fees the next time they come in.
If I've got to send out a notification, if I've got to make a phone call, okay, that's time away.
That's customer service.
Well, I'm sorry.
What's wrong? Customer service.
I go outside. Hey, you do business your way, I'll do business mine. I go outside and say, yo, that's it. I see you sneak up, try to put that tape in that night slot. Why don't you come in here like a man and pay your late fee?
What video store do you work for, sir?
I work for Blockbuster Video, and that's the reason we're as big as we are.
Yeah, you're a big company, okay? You can afford, let a couple of late fees slide.
No, I work for a franchise. We're not a big company. I work for a franchise, and the reason we've grown and have been successful in the areas that we are successful in is because we don't run out to a car and tell a guy he needs to pay late.
Yeah, but you got hundreds of copies of each tape. Okay, we've got maybe 2-3 copies of each tape. Okay, I can't sit there waiting for somebody, wait around. I've got to get in their face on this. Okay, and that's why I save my company money. Okay, that's why I'm working Video Tonight Movie Rentals. Someday it's going to be big as Blockbuster because
and
of what we do.
Apparently, Video Tonight's going to be about as big as they are because they have people like you working for them.
Well, what the gentleman in Wichita? Primarily, do you think it's too confrontational?
Well, I think it's rude. I mean, as a customer, because I was a customer of Blockbuster before I was a manager.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the reason I was a customer and a loyal customer is because I didn't get someone running out to my car and telling me I got to pay a late fee.
What do you do, Luis? What do you say?
If I see somebody, because a lot of times I try to sneak up and throw it into that late slot, and get over to the car and everything, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll go out the door and I'll say, yo, where you going?
That just doesn't work. I mean, a sign of good customer service is remind them that they have late fees the next time they come in.
I'd say where you think you're running, And
where you think you're running?
Yeah, because they got to pay that late fee, man. I'm not going to stand around.
Well, what if they can't? What if they don't have the time to pay the late fee?
Let me ask you a question. Why can't he just be man enough to come in and face up to the music that he owes money on the tape?
Maybe he's running a little short of time. Maybe he does run a little short of money.
I give them, we got their address. We know where they live,
Yeah, that's fine.
They're going to make no
and you
chumps
can
out
always
of Video
send them a letter
Tonight
then, can't you?
See, they're trying to chump out Video Tonight Rentals. Nobody chumps us.
They're not chumping out.
They chump Blockbuster. That's fine. You're a big company, all right?
Well, no. Again, I'll tell you, we're not a big company. I work for a franchise.
Anybody chump you?
Huh?
Is anybody chumping you?
No. You know why they don't chump us? Because they come in and pay their late fees next time they rent. And I'm more than happy to let them do that because then I made a loyal customer out of them by letting them do that.
I got to tell you, Luis, I go to Blockbuster for the kids, and I've gotten many late fee notices that I've had to pay.
You ever chump them?
Do I chump who? I'm not chumping Blockbuster. I pay the money, okay? And I do go back to the store. And if I'm sliding a tape into a night slot, and then I'm walking to my car, and some guy comes running out of the store saying, "Hey, yo, where's the late money?"
I guarantee I get the money out of you. I'm just saying, why aren't you man enough?
Why aren't I man enough to do what?
Come in and face me, face the music.
Hey, Phil, one last comment for you, and then I got to go.
Yes.
The reason Blockbuster got big was because of their customer service. The reason they will always be big, maybe not a corner in the market or anything like that, but the reason they're always going to be big is because of their customer service. The reason the independents are always going to stay small is because people like this are working for them.
Well, you're getting chumped, man. That's all I'm trying to say.
We're not getting chumped, obviously, because we're doing something right. We're bigger than you are, I guess.
You ain't getting but you ain't getting the late fees when you need to.
Yeah, we are.
You're getting
the
chumped.
late fees when they come back in.
Why can't you
whether they bring the tape back and pay the late fees, or whether they come back and rent with us again and pay the late fees?
Well, what's wrong
we're
with you
still getting the late fees.
Well, what's wrong with you just going out the parking lot and go, yo, what's your hurry, man?
Because maybe I've got too much to do at that point in time than to worry about one customer paying $2.64 for a late fee.
I think you sound like a nice guy, man. I just don't want you to get chumped. That's all.
I'm not getting chumped. Matter of fact, I'm getting paid well.
You're the manager of the store.
I can't complain.
And you're the manager of your particular store,
That
correct?
is correct. And the reason I become manager is because I am good at customer service. And if you don't believe me, I got an employee here who'll tell you that.
Well, wait a second. I mean, you think a guy like me could rise up in your company?
No.
Well, why?
You'd be fired the day after we hired you.
Well, hey, look, I just started with this company, so give me time. We'll be bigger than you. And
I guarantee you won't.
And then you'll know that you got.
You know what? You're another independent that's going to get chewed up by the big boys.
No, man, because I go outside. Some guy try to chump me. I go outside. I'll say, hey, yo.
What about that tape recording you play? Okay, thank you, sir, for your call. Interesting to hear from that guy. What about that tape recording?
That was just me. That's a tape that I left on somebody's machine.
Telling them, hey, why don't you be man enough and face up to your obligations?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if it's something that would work with me. Portland on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine.
Hey, I love your show. I got to say, this guy's a kook. The fact of the matter is that, I used to, about 8 years ago, I used to run a video store, Hollywood Video. The fact of the matter is that I raised with the company, I moved out of the company, now I'm making a six-figure income with a communications company in town. The fact of the matter is I got that way by good customer service. You only got 3 copies of a movie because people like you. You don't run out.
Okay, we got this phone call already from the last caller. Here is Atlanta on the Phil Hendrie Show.
I'll tell you right now, I'm a shark in a pool of minnows. I get results, bottom line.
Great. Atlanta, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about this guy, the answer machine message that he left.
I'm a shark in a sea of minnows. I get results, is all I'm saying.
I got that. Yes, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, what is he, playing his tape or something?
Okay, what is your comment?
No, just as far as he's calling these people at their homes and harassing them.
No, I left a message for the dude. I said, I saw you in the parking lot today. I can play it back if you want me to.
Well, I heard it the first time. I mean,
okay,
I understand what you're saying, but you're calling these people at their homes. I mean, that's kind of like their own personal residence, and
Blockbuster does it too. They call up and remind you if you have a late tape.
I mean, well, people know. I'll tell you what, people know if they have late fees, and if they choose to pay them when they go back, they're still paying them regardless.
Well, have you ever put a tape in a late slot?
Yeah.
Well, why aren't you man enough to just walk in with it?
Because the next time I go in to rent movies, I pay the late fees right then.
Why don't you just do it right then and there?
Because if I'm in a hurry, then I don't have time to.
I don't know. There's something wrong with that.
I got a question for you real quick, though.
No, there's something wrong with that.
So somebody comes in and they drop some movies off into the late box.
Right.
And you come out there and you say, hey, what's going on? What do you do if they just say, hey, I'm not going to pay my late fees right now? Then what do you do?
I call them up. That's what that tape was.
Oh, so then you call them up and leave a message on your
I'll play
machine?
it back again. Here's what they... Right. Ms. Wyman, this is Video Tonight Movie Rentals. And you were just here in the parking lot, and you did not pay your late fees. I don't know what it is you're afraid of, but you should come in the store and pay your late fees.
All right, look, I don't want to hear that anymore. We've already heard that, okay?
That's what I did.
It just sounds to me like, I mean, you're basically harassing people.
Well, Blockbuster calls people up and says, "Hey, man, you're late with your tape." Was that harassment?
I mean, I've had Blockbuster send me something in mail, but I've never had any video store call me for late fees.
Let me ask the gentleman for a minute, the guy in Atlanta. Okay, so what do you do? Say this guy's late with a tape.
If I seen him put it in the night slot,
yeah,
I'd run out and go, "Yo, is that late?"
Well, then I'd say yeah.
Yeah,
if it was late, more often than not, I do turn my movies in on time. But if it's late and I just don't have time to come in and deal with it at that point, then I'll turn it in late and pay my late fees later.
Why don't you come in right now and pay for it, man? What you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of nothing. If I don't have the time to do it at that point, then I don't have time to deal with it.
Well, then I'm going to have to call your house.
See, that's unnecessary. He already said that he's not going to deal with it. What are you calling his house for?
Just to remind him that he can't chump me. So you're trying to chump me.
I'm trying to chump you how?
You should have paid your late fees right then and there rather than run out on me.
But see, if I come in the next time and rent a video and then pay my late fees, I mean, do you rent people videos that they haven't paid their late fees?
Of course not.
Well, see, so then before they'll even be able to rent another video, you will obviously have gotten their late fees from them.
Yeah, but that means I've got to keep all those records and everything. That's tough to do.
Don't you have a computer?
A what? No.
Don't you keep your records on computer?
Some of the stuff. We got some guys that work late at night. You know, they're using it for video games and everything else. I mean, yeah, we've got a computer, but
well, if you've got your other employees using your computers, then you should be organizing your video selections on playing video games, and they've got a problem there.
Well, I mean, we keep some records on it, but some of these guys are playing Minesweeper on it. You know.
Well, they should be. It sounds to me like they should be working instead of playing video games.
Absolutely. Thank you for your call, sir. Here is Philadelphia on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
How you doing? What's your guy's name? How you doing, Phil?
Good.
First of all, I don't know who you are. You're an assumption. You're assumption jumping. What if you run out and I just drop it off 7:30 in the morning, and you come out yo, and it's not late.
Well, if it's not late, then you don't have no problem.
Well, see, that's not a way to do business. You should at least, one chance. You know what I mean?
Yo, brother, what's your rush?
Do you own this company?
No, I'm the manager, the day manager there. That's why I moved up in the company.
You don't let nobody chump you, huh?
No, I don't let nobody chump me.
It sounds like you stay getting chumped. You're a chump.
No, I ain't no chump, man. Because I moved my way up in this company. Okay.
That's not a way to do business, bro.
Hey, man, the dude put this tape in the late slot, okay? All I do is I run out the door. I go, yo, what is your hurry, man? Why can't you come back here and be a man about paying your late fees?
Why do you challenge?
About a video rental late fee?
What?
I mean, can I ask you a question?
Why can't they be man enough to just face up to the fact they're late?
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever get the situation, when you run out and somebody it's not late, they're just in a rush to get where they're going and they don't feel like standing in a line?
Very rarely, man.
Very rarely? So people trying to run away from their late fees?
It's very suspicious, people using a late. I'm talking about using the night slot in the middle of the day.
See, the key is in business is just to try to gain a customer that's loyal, that knows that you can't do that to people.
Do you work for a video store?
You'll never expand.
Have you worked for a video store?
Yes.
You do?
I've worked for Blockbuster and Hollywood Video.
And you let them chump you like that? No way, not me, man, not me.
I would give them a courturity call. I wouldn't be loud on their answering machine saying, yo, you know what I mean? You got to do it respectfully.
No, I did what,
I don't want to hear that anymore, okay? Don't play that.
Yeah, don't play the tape. God, Jesus forbid. God.
And I feel by your address that you don't live far from here, so you should be home by now. So pick up some.
Oh, he plays tape.
Wait a second. You're saying on the tape, pick up chump?
That's right. What's wrong with that?
Oh, my God. You said pick up chump?
That's right.
You're going to be out of business. You're going to be liquidated in about 6 months.
Dude, you think that's funny, but you know what?
6 weeks.
We get our money. We get our money.
How many?
It ain't about getting your money.
Do you have?
What?
How many stores do you have?
Right now, our Video Time Movie Run, we have one in North Hollywood, California. We have one in San Fernando Valley. We have one in Hollywood.
Okay, next time I'm around that area, I'm going to make sure I don't go to one of them places because I'm always late.
Whatever. We got every good movie. We got, right now we have Wild Wild West. Right now we also have,
Phil.
If I have the list of the
Yes, sir.
Phil, before I close, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just have one point.
Austin Powers.
Try to be at least on the first strike. Try to be a little courteous. You don't talk like that. Or somebody's answer machine, call them a chump.
That's a good point, sir. Thank you for your call. I got to take a break. Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686.
lot after dropping your tape in the night deposit. And I don't know what you're afraid of, but don't try to trump us because you owe late fee.
That is the tape-recorded voice of a young man that we have on the line right now. His name is Luis. He works for Video Tonight Movie Rentals. And if he sees somebody drop a tape into the night slot, he runs out there and tells them, what's your hurry? Why don't you come in and pay your late charges? Is that right, sir?
That's correct, Miss Henry. And also, on account of that, we make a lot of money, and nobody chumps us.
No one chumps you.
That's right.
Okay, I just think calling people at their home can be a little scary. Here's Roswell on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
My name is Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
I just want to ask this guy a question. If he can legally justify these actions he's doing by calling people at their homes and saying they're gutless.
Everybody calls up, creditors always call people.
They don't say, excuse me, why didn't you pull out? You have no guts. You are not a man.
Why can't you be man?
Who are you to say that?
Why can't you be man enough to come in and pay your bill?
I want to ask you something again. Do you look up if they're late before you come running out there acting like a maniac?
Do I look up if they're late? No, but I see somebody.
Oh, you're
such
a... How can you justify that?
Somebody drops their tape in the night slot. I run out there and go, where
oh, you're just going to run out there and be like, whoa.
Yeah, where you going?
About to kill yourself.
No, but I'm just asking, where you going? If they're not late, they got nothing to worry about.
Let me tell you something. If
you're
you
not
call
late,
my house...
You're not late, you got nothing to worry about.
Well, that's really great. You're just going to come out there. Well, and let me ask you.
What are you doing dropping in the night slot?
Who's playing video games on a computer? You said you don't even have a computer.
We have a computer at the store, yeah, but sometimes the guys are work the late shift.
Sometimes it's just a little too hectic in there. You're playing too many games.
No, late at night before we close up, some of the guys who work the stock room.
You're crazy. You're absolutely.
Hey, why don't you, to return your tape, be man enough to pay your late
enough?
fee?
Excuse me, I'm a woman. I think you should know who you're talking.
If you're a woman, why don't you? Or you still should be man enough to pay your late fees.
Well, I think.
You mean you telling me you're not?
What do you mean,
man
enough?
Can you legally justify that?
Listen,
if you call somebody's house,
that's right. I came to your house the other day.
Would you please turn that off? I don't want to hear that.
We have heard that too many times. You've obviously made your point. You're crazy. Who works at a place that your employees play video games on. That's crazy. No wonder Blockbuster is above you.
Blockbuster. They got the worst movies. They cut up their movies. Their movies suck. They edit all the stuff.
That's why you can only get two, right?
What movies do you rent? What's your favorite movie? Just tell me what your favorite movie.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they probably edit the hell out of it.
I wouldn't
right now we have Wild Wild West. We have 3 copies of Wild Wild West.
Copies, and they're probably awful.
We got 2 copies of Big Daddy.
You got 2 big copies. Well, let me tell you something. I can get a Blockbuster and get 12 big copies, okay? And then
come to my Blockbuster.
So tired of waiting, tired of waiting for you.
Got your Blockbuster if you want it.
So tired of waiting, tired of waiting for you.
I got your Blockbuster dangling, baby.
I was a lonely soul. I had nobody till I met you.
Phil
But you keeping me waiting all of the time. What can I do? It's your life, and you can do what you want.
What's your hurry, chump?
Do what you like, but please don't keep me waiting. Please don't keep me waiting, 'cause I'm so tired of waiting for you. So tired of waiting for you. I was a lonely soul. I had nobody till I met you. But you keeping me waiting all of the time. What can I do? It's your life.